My name is Megan Sorensen. I'm a 19-year-old survivor of stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, multiple sclerosing. This is my story. At the age of 17, I was a senior at my local high school. I was a dancer, a dance teacher, a preschool aide, and a shy but kind young woman. In the winter of 2016, I became very sick and spent a lot of time in the hospital. After finding bumps along my collarbones, I was told I had an infection in my lymph nodes that was never seen before in the United States of America due to the fact it would not respond to medication. I was ordered bed rest and isolation. I slept 16 hours a day, but doctors figured that it was my body trying to fight this strange infection. When it became impossible to swallow and I suffered extreme chest pain, I was rushed to the emergency room where eventually a biopsy was performed. It wasn't until Valentine's Day of 2017 when my parents got the call that the lymph node biopsy showed late-stage cancer. The cancerous tumors were in my liver, spleen, chest, lungs, blood, intestines, stomach, and pressing on my heart and my esophagus, making everyday activities extremely difficult. As soon as I found out, I would require chemotherapy and therefore would likely lose my hair. I cut off 12 inches and ironically donated to other kids with cancer. I had always wanted to cut my hair short, but I could never bring myself to do it, so I was thrilled. After a while, though, the lingering cancer started to get the best of me. A port was surgically placed into my chest to receive chemotherapy, and I began treatment on March 7th, 4 months after my first trip to the doctors. Chemotherapy made me feel much better to start with, but as it happens in the movies, one day I woke up with clumps of my hair on my pillow and falling out with every stroke of the brush. The next day I shaved it off at the mall and proceeded to buy some new jeans after. This was my own personal protest. I felt beautiful without my hair. I felt undiluted confidence in being myself and making steps to survive. I loved the feeling. I loved feeling carefree. Although some days were harder than others, I pushed through. On April 26, 2017, I was pronounced in remission, cancer-free. The next 4 months would be the hardest, with harder drugs to make sure that the cancer would stay gone. Steroids forced me to gain weight, and my body began to become scattered with stretch marks as it couldn't keep up. I tried to stay optimistic. My friends and my family worked hard to make sure I felt supported at every step. They joined me in chemotherapy sessions and brought crafts and things to do. Overall, they were there for me, and that was more than I could ask for. One day, a bird even came to visit me at chemotherapy, much to the nurse's dismay. Apparently, one patient's father caught the bird in his hands and took him down the elevator outside. In June, I went to prom and graduated high school, taking my wig off on the dance floor and to get my diploma. I absolutely freaked out a couple parents and a police officer. On July 11, 2017, I ended chemotherapy and began to take my life back. Determined to keep going, I started college in August. I received lots of support from my roommate Jenna and met lots of lovely people at Quinnipiac. I even adopted a puppy who helped me with my PTSD nightmares and kept my anxieties at bay. Now I see life in an entirely different light. I understand that life is precious, but I also understand how quickly it can be taken away. I live every moment now like it'll never happen again because I know that it is not promised. I take on every challenge and every adventure, and I refuse to regret. That is my story, and that is how I got to where I am today. I am Megan Sorensen, and I am a survivor, but I am so much more.